welcome to Greenbridge's podcast. We're joined today by myself, Jackie. I'm a support worker for Greenbridge Community Housing in Luton, and we're joined today by Salma from Foodbank.
Hi, Jackie.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Long time. We've known each other such a long time.
You have, and you've done so much for the food bank. Do you remember your spin class?
I
Where
do
you did a
remember
fundraiser
6
for us?
hours
Yeah.
on a spin bike.
Yes.
And I thought, where can we put the money? Let's put the money back in the town. Who can we support? And then I saw your advert, about people shouldn't go hungry. Why are people going hungry? And that's when I made the phone call, and the rest is history.
Exactly, and you raised a lot of money, which went towards food parcels, and it raised a lot of awareness. Because I think when you do activities like that, it's not just the money; it's the awareness that if you're hungry, there is a food bank in Luton, and you can use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's start with the heat first of all, because it's been absolutely horrific. I'm not complaining about the heat because I love it, but it has been horrendous. Has that affected the number of people accessing food bank? Have you found that you need things more urgently than before? How has it affected you, do you think, or do you not know yet?
We don't know yet, but because we're closed on the weekend, and I think it was really hot over the weekend, wasn't it? But it hasn't affected our numbers, but I guess we'll find out maybe at the end of the week.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about food bank. And I mean, people, if I hear the word food bank, I feel like it's somewhere you go and line up. This is in my head. You go to a specific area, you're in a line forever, and then you would get given bits and bobs, maybe something, maybe a couple of things. For those people that don't know about food bank, how does it actually work?
So, firstly, I know everyone runs their food bank differently, and people have seen on TV where people do line up and they go in and they pick their own items. But our food bank's done very differently, and there's a lot of reason behind the way we've done it.
Okay.
So if you were to access the food bank, so I'll just put myself in that situation, which is the easiest way to do. So if I was in a crisis, for example, let's say my washing machine broke down and I've got children at school, I would probably go to the family worker or the school and say to them, look, I'm really struggling. And the schools, most schools, are referrers for the food bank. And by referrers, we mean they can just fill in a voucher and they can access the food bank.
Wow, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward. I know people think it might be harder or more difficult, but it's not. We try to make it as easier as possible. So then what would happen is I would give my details to the family worker. They'd find out how many people are in my household, how many children, how many adults, and what my crisis is. And they'd ask me if I need any other advice and support. Because if it's, for example, another reason can be that I've lost my job and I've never been on benefits and I don't know what I'm entitled to.
Right.
So then they can access our advice service, which is Rooney, our information signpost advisor. And what she can do is talk them through what benefits they could be entitled to. So that's why we've got that. And sometimes you don't need an advisor. Sometimes it's just a case of, look, I'm short of money this week and can you help me out? And we would then they'd fill in the voucher. The voucher comes to us.
Okay.
And then the food is processed in the warehouse. So Paul would know how many food parcels to make for that week and that day. And I would be told where to access the food parcels. So we have 5 different distribution points, maybe more now. We got distribution every day, Monday to Saturday, not on Sunday. And they will choose. So I can choose where I want to go to distribution if I was a user.
Oh, so depending on where you live in the town, there's a distribution point near to, let's say, Farley, Marsh Farm, Hockwell Ring. Great.
We try our best to make the locations close, but some people don't want to pick it up from near them because their people may see them.
Right.
But saying that, we don't advertise our distribution centres, so no one would know there's a distribution in Farley, say, or Dallow. Only the person who's using the food bank would know where the distribution is. And we don't do any marketing. Like, we don't have big billboards on our van. We don't have any on the distribution where they are. It's just, it might be something like an A5 saying food banks here. That is it.
Right.
So no one would know unless there's someone else using the food bank that you're going there.
Okay.
So we keep it as dignified as possible.
Yeah.
And all that they do is come and give their name, pick up the food. And again, at that point, we say, do you need any other advice and support, and then we'll let them know about any other things that are going on, like if there's any soup kitchens, if they want to access uniforms, go to Level Trust, or if there's more issues that we can't deal with, that citizen advice could deal with, we will send them there.
So we signpost people to the services that they need.
And Rooney's there as well. So our information signpost advisor is at every distribution, so she can help them then and there, or she can signpost them if she can't help them.
Okay, so you've brought in the name Paul. Is he the manager at the distribution centre, or?
Yeah, he he coordinates our warehouse. And, the volunteers run the distribution centre. So we've got a great team. So we've got Paul and Wallace, and they manage the warehouse, and they also go to distribution when they're needed. But our operation wouldn't be able to run without volunteers. I mean, we rely so heavily on them. So they run all 6 distribution centres, and they help pick and pack food, they help sort food items out, they help collect food items. They're basically the heart of the food bank. We just couldn't do anything if we didn't have volunteers.
And is that something that is that an ongoing process where you want people to, are people able to volunteer their time?
Absolutely,
right, okay.
We make it really easy. 2 hours sessions. You could come in the morning, 2-hour sessions, or you could do them in the afternoon. You could do supermarket collections on the weekends, where we do 2-hour sessions again, where you ask customers to donate food items that are going to do the shop, and some people enjoy that. So there's different things that people like doing. Some people may like to do admin, so they can volunteer with us here in the office, or I'm just trying to think, distribution is the customer service kind of point, where they can deal with the families and individuals that come to use the food bank and hand over the food parcels and those kind of things. So there's lots people can get involved in, the marketing, social media. We've always got something for someone. We never say no when someone wants to volunteer with us. Yeah,
that's really good. That's really interesting. That's a good point to get out, because some people, specifically, I'm thinking of people that have just been recently made redundant from the Vauxhall plant closing. Obviously, that's had a big impact on the town. A lot of them are at that retirement age, which is, good for them. Maybe not so good for some, but they might have time.
Absolutely, and
available.
We do get people that are retired that definitely come to us.
Right.
Most of our board is retired, and they've come and joined us. And the volunteers that come there, and they come with such skills and experience, and they can help us not just in the warehouse, but they can provide us other support as well. So yeah, it's wonderful to have any kind of volunteers. We have 6th form students who volunteer with us as well. So it looks really good on their CV.
Of course it does.
They gain those customer service skills. Even warehouse skills are good as well. There's so much you can gain from volunteering anywhere, not just us. Anywhere.
Yeah, it is always about, for me, volunteering, about giving. If you're fortunate enough, and you've got the time to give back, I don't think there's anything feels any better. I don't think, to see, you're not for you, but for the people that you're supporting and helping.
Absolutely. And I think sometimes people like to give money, and sometimes people like to give time, but we value both, because time is money.
Yes.
And so sometimes if you haven't got the money, you could just give us your time, and we really appreciate that, because for volunteers, if you kind of think of their time, we can value that, £12 an hour. So that is still money for us, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
And the skills that they bring are priceless.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
Yeah.
Tell us about your journey with Food Bank, how you started, how you've seen it grow. I think I've seen it grow phenomenally in the time that I've known you. It's about 13, 14 years now. It's gone really quick, isn't it?
Yeah. So I joined the food bank when it was 1 year in. So they had founded it before me. But I've got an interesting story how I kind of joined. I've probably shared it enough times. But it actually started when I was off maternity. Well, I had left my job. In my head, I thought I'd retired. But I used to help my husband with his football club. And it was a grassroots club. And we had one child that was not playing as great. And I remember my husband saying, I think he doesn't have breakfast, or he's hungry, or something's not right. And then we asked the mum, and she just said she hasn't got food. And that was just so heartbreaking.
Of course.
And I didn't know food banks then.
No.
So we put a call out to we had loads of football teams there. And so we put a call out to all the parents, and they bought bags and bags of shopping. I mean, I would say about 20 bags of shopping. And it was all filling out this kind of clubhouse area that they had. And I said, should I go drop this off to her? And I remember the other coaches saying, but that's a lot of food. I said, well, it was only for her, so I can't give that to anybody else. It has to go to her.
Yeah.
So I remember doing about 2-3 drops to her house, and she lived in like a 1-bedroom flat.
Right.
And her whole flat downstairs was full, and she was just, so grateful, and she was in tears. Her son was just picking at the bags, and that kind of, it was fulfilling, but it was heartbreaking. But I was so happy that that the community came together and they supported it. And so that kind of ended. And I remember I just used to browse through jobs and think, oh, let's see what's going on. And then I saw food bank, and I thought, food bank, and it was like a project coordinator job, and it was a project administrator, and I was a commissioner in the council before, and I thought, oh, I just like the sound of that. I didn't know what a food bank is, and I thought, and obviously it was a kind of a drop from where I was, what I was doing before, but I wasn't thinking of going back to work anyway.
Right.
So I was thinking, oh, this looks really good. Should I just go for it? So I didn't tell my family or anything. I applied for the job, and then I got the interview. And I had to do a presentation, did a presentation. They offered me the job. And then I was like, oh.
I might have to go back to work.
Because I didn't tell my husband, I didn't tell my mum. And my daughter was at the time 3, and she was just starting nursery in September. I was like, what do I do? How do I tell my husband that I've got offered a job? And I remember saying to Liz, who's our chair, that, oh, I don't know. And she was like, what do you mean? You don't know? And so then I spoke to my husband, spoke to my mum, and they said, just go back. You want to do something fulfilling, and don't worry about anything else. Just go do it. And then I never looked back. I just loved it. But I remember on my interview, there was something that I said, and it made me think that this was where I was meant to be. My son was in school, and he missed his lunch because they had photos, and because he was waiting for his older brothers for the photos, they had the photos, and he missed his lunch, and he came home, and I remember I picked him up, and he said to me, I'm so hungry. And I was like, why are you hungry? You must have had lunch. And he goes, I didn't have lunch. And honestly, I became that mother.
Yes.
Like, what do you mean you didn't have lunch? And the school was just around the corner. I went storming back.
That's right.
And I went, why did my son not have lunch? And they said, oh, it's a mistake. And I thought, oh my gosh, I have food in my house. And I got cross because the school forgot, and it's an innocent mistake. How do those mothers feel that actually don't have anything in their cupboards and they can't feed their children?
Yes.
And that really hit home for me. And that is something that I did say in my presentation, that was the point for me. I thought, you know what? I want to make this change. And like I said to you, now I've just grown with the food bank.
Yeah. I think that's an incredible story, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like this was where I was meant to be.
And I think sometimes you don't always know, and you don't always have to have a plan.
Yeah.
Because before I came to, I'll share my story now. Before I came to Greenbridge, I was working in the NHS. Very unfulfilled.
Yeah.
Sorry, NHS. That's how I felt at the time. And I was fasting, because I fast every January.
Oh, wow.
I usually fast for 31 days, but this year, God said to me, no, you're doing 59. I said, I can't fast for 59 days. It's impossible. On the 24th day, I thought, I'm going to leave my job. My husband said, okay, why? I said, I'm not happy. I need to do something where I feel I'm giving back.
Yeah.
So I left. And my boss said, have you got another job? And I went, no. My friends thought I was crazy. What do you mean you've got another? I said, God's got me, 100%. If I'm not meant to be here, my time needs to be somewhere else. 2 days later, I got a job with Greenbridge.
Wow.
Insane. So I understand your story. It's not always about money.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not. It's about, I think it takes a certain type of person to give back. Not everybody can, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are where you're meant to be. And I've only been with Greenbridge less than 4 months. And in that 4 months, my roles changed dramatically. I didn't come in to do social media and marketing. Wasn't the plan.
Yeah.
In my head, when I had my interview, I thought, this company, the day I walked out, and I'm not just saying it because I'm on podcast or because I work for the company, but the day I walked out, I knew this is good. This is where I'm meant to be. The day I started, everybody is so welcoming, helpful. understanding, appreciative. It's just a company where you feel at home. And then when I was asked to do the media role, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do.
And it fits with you because I remember you used to do Diverse FM, the radio, didn't you?
Yes. On a Tuesday evening,
Yeah.
I used to do social, what was it called? Social interaction. So we'd get people in. I don't know if you're running a garden club and you want to get that message out. If you're working for Mind, if you're working for Foodbank, you came in
I did.
to
Yeah,
the
a couple
small
of
studio.
times.
Yeah, a couple of times. I don't know if you came on Jamrock Radio when we were in town.
No, I didn't come to town. I came to Diverse.
Diverse.
I think a
So
couple
I
of
used to
times,
do
yeah.
Jamrock Radio, which was a pirate radio station on a Saturday, and it was a fun radio show where it's just called Mum's the Word. Just sit, talk, share your experience. Why your kids, not following the right path? How can we help them? It was just a very natural. It was funny, and I ran it with my best friend. We still do radio, but just like podcasts and silly things now. So maybe it's something we'll get back into if anybody's listening. So yeah, with Diverse, it was community, wasn't it? It was community based.
Yeah.
And we had yourself. I can't remember if someone else came with you. I want to say the CEO, but I'm not sure. Or if you came on your
I
own.
don't think Liz would have come.
No, I don't think Liz came.
Yeah.
Maybe you came by yourself. And that was at the time, if you remember, we did a big campaign, or I did a big campaign. That young boy from Syria was washed up on the shore. Do you remember the story?
Yeah.
I opened the newspaper and I was like,
yeah,
this is, what the hell? I don't understand. So that was on the Thursday. On the Friday, I rang Diverse. I said, can we use the studio on next week, Saturday? We're going to put a campaign out, clothes, food, anything you can bring that we could send in containers to Syria. They had a room about this side and it was full from floor to seat. People of Luton are so generous. It's unreal.
Absolutely. And I can totally agree with that. I always feel that whenever we put a call out as the food bank, they always come back and they always give. And I'm never like, people, like I speak to other food banks and they say, oh, you give out this many food parcels. Do you worry that you won't have enough food? I'm like, no, I just don't, because the community is so giving. If our shelves were empty and we put a call out, they would give. And we are so, so fortunate.
You really are.
Yeah.
So I think is the message that you're sending, if people are able to help, to get in touch?
Absolutely. And any help is good. Whether you want to volunteer, whether you want to donate, whether you've got some skills, anything, we'd work with you.
So with regard to the food bank, you said it's open Monday to Saturday, closed on Sunday?
Yeah. So our distribution centres, we have them throughout the week. If you want but we don't put them out there, only for the users. They will know when they're open and which location they're at. But we serve customers from Monday to Saturday. Yeah.
Perfect. And if someone should find themselves, I know you've touched on it already, but if someone should find themselves wanting food,
yes,
what's the first thing they should, because you talked about the school network, which I didn't know about. That's phenomenal. So they would go to the support worker in school or the family worker. But if they're not in school, so should they do?
So we've got so many referrers.
Right.
So we've got over 300 referrers across Luton. So you've got the council refers to us. We have other charities like Noah, Greenbridge. We've got Age Concern. So we've got so many referrers. So you'll find that a lot of people already are connected to us.
Okay.
But you can come straight to us. Go onto our website, phone us, email us, whatever you want to do. There's so many different ways you can get in contact with us, and then we'll get back to you within 24 hours.
Okay. So don't necessarily need a referral to get a food parcel, but obviously it helps. So I suppose, the reason why we do that,
the reason why we do that is if, for example, someone's working in the Greenwich housing, we don't want them to then come and tell us their story, because it's just not nice for people. If they're working with you, you can say that they need a food parcel. That's enough for us.
Right.
And that's the reason why we do it in schools, because they've already got that relationship with the school.
Right.
So there's no need to come to us. But if somebody did come to us, we'd help them for the first time, but then we'd connect them to a referrer who could provide the additional support. Because someone's always got something else going on.
Of
But if it's
course.
something we can help with, we definitely help with, because we've got an advisor in house anyway. But it's just we always consider the family and the individual, so that they don't need to come and tell their story all over again to somebody, a stranger.
Yes. So
That's
you'd
what it's about.
signpost them to someone
Yeah,
that could provide that support if you weren't able to do so.
absolutely. And if somebody does turn up to our distribution, for example, we would give them a discretionary parcel, and then they can speak to Rooney and get a full parcel. Or we'll say, if you don't want to speak to Rooney, you can speak to any of our other referral partners
Okay.
and get a food parcel from them.
And because Luton is such a diverse community, which is lovely,
Yes.
nice to be part of, are those food parcels, like, do they look at dietary requirements? Do they look at
Yes.
anything else other than, so how?
So we have a section in our warehouse which has cultural items. So people always donate stuff from their own culture to us, and we make them available. So Paul will take down a crate with those items, and people can choose them as bonus.
Right.
And we also provide halal meat vouchers.
Right.
And we provide this to all of our users. So all of our families and
Right.
individuals can access that. So they have the option of having tinned meat or fresh meat.
Okay.
So they get a voucher, they go exchange that at the meat shop or butchers, and they can get the value of that meat and use that.
That's
Or
really
they can
good.
take the tinned meat. It depends. And what we've recently started doing is we've given fresh fruit and vegetables to children's parcels, because
So important,
yeah,
isn't it?
and I thought, we didn't do it before because things go off and everything, but we've chosen fruit that lasts longer anyway. Like you get apples, you get carrots, potatoes. So those kind of things, they kind of complement the food parcel and they can make meals out of it.
Yeah.
So we've piloted that, and that's gone really well. And in the future, we may put it to adult parcels as well. But I don't think people realize there's a lot that goes into us sorting out the food items, making the food parcels, and then taking them to distribution. Because we rely on whatever people donate to us.
Right.
And then we have to make sure it's right for them, and then we put it in the food parcels.
Right. Okay. And I think you touched on it earlier with regard to how many people are in the property. So if a family came to you, it's mum, dad, and say 3 or 4 children, so you'd
Each
provide.
person gets a food parcel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first one would get an adult parcel, then you get additional adult, which means it's a bit less than the adult.
Okay.
First child would get a child, and then it'd be additional child. And the reason why we do that is because when you're shopping, come on, we don't shop for each child, do we?
No.
We all share.
Share.
So we try to keep it as normal as possible.
So alongside food parcels, and I know we've donated before, things like there was a big campaign a couple of years ago about period poverty, which I didn't even know existed until I looked on and I was like, that is insane that those kind of items should be included as well and are accepted.
Absolutely.
And toiletries?
Yeah.
Because I go to, as you know, I'm always out and about. So I go to a hotel and I'll take the soap and the hand cream and all the rest of it, and then bring it along, pop it down at Christmas. So it's something a little bit, so you can have some nice soaps, you can have some deodorant, so you can have, should you need sanitary products, etc. Is that something that you're still doing?
So we work closely with the hygiene bank.
Right.
So they'll provide us hygiene packs even, and then we'll give them to the families. But we have people who donate to us as well. We have sanitary towels, we have shampoo, conditioners, household items. So they just need to let us know what they need, and we can provide it. And we always have it on the van anyway. So we work closely with the airport as well. So the airport, when you go, you must know this, you're always on holiday. So, when you go through Luton Airport, you can't take anything more than 100 mil. And all that then goes into a bin, whatever, and then it comes to us. So it doesn't go to waste, it comes to us.
So interesting.
So we sort it out, and whatever's unused, we then redistribute it out. So we can give it to the hygiene bank to sort out. We can give it to other charities to take, or we can give it back to our people that use the food bank.
That's so interesting.
It just helps not wasting.
And that's the one. I'll share a story with you. Just come back from holidays, you all know. Didn't realise in the bottom of my bag, Victoria's Secrets do a lovely glitter body cream.
Okay.
It's that big. I didn't even think. Anyway, so it's going through. My bag stops. It goes on the other side, and then oh, can you come over? I was like, what's the problem? I haven't got anything over. He said, oh, this, and I thought, oh, it's unused. I'm so glad to know that somebody out there has got my Victoria's Secret body. That's really, because I thought he said throw it in the bin.
Was it Luton?
Yeah.
I would probably have it in our warehouse somewhere. I'll see if I can get it back for you.
But that makes me, I was so angry. Because it cost me a fortune. But it's nice to know, I feel better now that I know somebody's going to...
Exactly.
I never knew that.
And that's why I think the airport did that partnership with us, because it makes the customers feel better as well.
Yes.
And that's why we have loads of water bottles. Because they don't think before they buy them.
Yeah.
And then they all come to us, and then we'll reuse them. Like in the colour run, we'll be giving that water out because it's sealed and it's not been used. But we might as well make use of it. That is really
good. I feel much better, Luton Airport, because I did have a bit of a word with them. I said, what do you mean? What are you going to do with it? And he was like, throw it in the bin. And I was like, it cost me £26.
No, they didn't throw it in the bin.
I'm so happy.
I will check.
Check your warehouse for it. And also the water. Yes. That gets reused as well.
Yeah. So we give it to people when they're doing events. And we give it out ourselves on our events as well.
Yeah.
So otherwise it goes to landfill. Like no one uses it.
And plastic. We're trying to save the environment, aren't we? Exactly. As much as possible.
So we just reshare and redistribute. Anybody, if you guys need it, you can pick it up. No problem.
Oh, wow.
Toiletries, anything. Like, you should go to the warehouse and maybe have a look.
Yes. And we're going to do, that'd be really interesting.
Yeah, we have loads of stuff. We have stuff like, the snow globes that people buy of UK, and there's other countries as well on there that they can't take through, unfortunately. And we've got like a whole selection going on in the warehouse.
Wow. Yeah, because it's obviously filled with
water.
Well, hopefully it is just water.
And people don't think, do they?
No, you buy something on holiday and you just pack it. Yeah. You don't think.
Yeah.
So that's really good to know. I feel a lot happier now that my body cream has gone to good use. Good. Tell us about Colour Run and how it was started and why you actually continue to do it.
So we did our first Colour Run in Stockwood Park, and we had about 50 people. And the reason why we did it was because a lot of people wanted to support the food bank, but not everyone could give their time. They can't all volunteer. They don't all have time. They wanted to do like something for us. So we thought, let's do something that can engage people and it's for one purpose, and we can raise funds and they can enjoy it. And they loved it. And it was really good. We raised, I think, £5,000 on our first one. And after that, we decided to go to Wardown Park because we thought it's a scenic route. And they do the park run there anyway.
Yes.
So after that, we just haven't looked back. It has been successful and bigger every year. I think we've got about 600 runners this year. And we were aiming for 1,000, but maybe the rain put people off. But we're really excited. It's going to be amazing.
Is there still time to sign up?
Yeah, you can still sign up. We're signing up people up till... They can sign up on the day, because if you wanted your goodie bag, that date's passed, where you get your sunglasses, your T-shirt, and everything else. But you can still run, and we'll provide you with sunglasses. And it's just fun. And the reason, the money that you're giving for registration goes straight to a food parcel. So you're giving for someone to eat food for 5 days. So I think that's good in itself. And if you guys did make it, you'll get a T-shirt and sunglasses and a medal. So that would be fun.
But we have to actually, I'm doing the warm-up for...
Yeah, you are.
I thought it was like 100 people. Now you're telling me it's 600. I'm like...
I'm going to love it.
I'm going to love that.
They kind of go around you, because I think we've had people, Suja has done it before, from Lions, I forgot what they call Luton Lions. And what he normally does, they'll go around him, and then you'll be at the bandstand, and they just love it.
Yeah, it's going to be good fun.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple of girls, so thank you girls that have volunteered to come and
help.
Yeah. So someone will do something, if you're a bit more energetic, you can go with this routine. And if you're not so energetic, you can go with that routine. But they're just there to kind of support me. And thank you to the 2 DJs that we've got coming down with the speakers and the mic and stuff like that. So we're going to make it as much fun before the run as possible. So bring your energy. Bring lots of whistles, I suppose. You allowed whistles?
You could do whatever you want. Whatever. Yeah. We're going to have just lots of colour, bubbles. It's going to be a good day.
It's going to be a good day. Yeah. Regardless of the rain, we're going to make it fun anyway.
Better not rain.
And you've got other organisations supporting the colour run as well?
Yes, we have. So Greenbridge is a colour station sponsor. We've got Wizz Air.
Oh, right.
And we've got, I should know, Go Cars. And Inspire FM is our media partner. And then we've got smaller sponsors, which are like Nazish, Jules by Nazish. We've got Luton All Stars Football Club. We've got Empowering Education. We've got Two Bros Transport. We've got Auto something I should know. And there is another one which I should know as well. And I don't. Sorry, guys.
Don't worry.
But they're all on the T-shirts.
But they're all, so everybody that's sponsored are actually advertised on the T-shirts. Yes. So that's really good.
So we didn't do that last year, but, you know, I spoke to one of our trustees. He goes, I'll just put it on, it's fine. So we've got Volker Highways, which is our headline sponsor, I should have said. So they're right at the front, and then we have got the others in the back. And it's just nice because it's like a
keepsake.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to keep it, and you sponsored it, and it's lovely, and you'll have all the colour to go with it. But yeah, it's a really fun event, and you've got 600 people where your brand is getting promoted too.
Exactly.
And I think personally, I always say to sponsors, your money's going towards food parcels. So whether you get, you know, seen or not, you're feeding.
You're feeding a family.
Exactly.
So just to go back to that, the sponsorship money that people pay, supports people for 5 days worth of food.
Yes.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, and you've got to think it's like a 3 days, is it more your breakfast 3 days, meaning 3 times a day. So you've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we, you know, when we give the cereal boxes, they have like 20 servings or whatever they have on them, don't they?
Yeah.
And then you've got long life milk, you've got juice, you've got tins of beans, you've got fruit and veg, you've got tuna, you've got lots. So that does kind of, I did an exercise recently. I know we usually say it's 3 days, but I've done an exercise where we kind of worked it out, and it can last more than 5 days, but it really depends on people whether they know how to use a food parcel.
I was going to say, yeah.
And we've done that as well. We've got videos on our website, and we've got a YouTube channel which shows them how to use a food parcel.
That's really good.
How to make food and
last longer.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like food prep, if you've got meat, potatoes, whatever, you could make big casserole or whatever.
Exactly.
And that could last maybe a couple of days, couldn't it?
What we found was that people didn't know what to do with food, and they needed those cooking skills. So we want to do something basic. So we've got like 6 videos that people can access and look at, and it's just really simple recipes that you'll have some stuff in the cupboard that you can mix in with the food parcel and make food. So I think that's really important, and that kind of leads to, you know, the essential skills program that we do. So we run these workshops where we work with our users as well as other people. So you can call us into your organization, and Yasmin will go in, who's our community engagement worker, and she'll run the workshop on managing your money, shopping smart. So don't always go for branded items. Just, you know, and we've done taste tests. So we've got some fun exercises she does where people think that they know it's the branded one, but what we found is they always like the one that's not branded.
Yeah, we had this conversation when I came in last week.
Yeah, it's because Yasmin probably had just done the session. And has less sugar.
Yeah,
and
it's better for you.
Yeah,
and it's cheaper.
Exactly. And then we do a cooking on a budget. We actually cook with them. So we say, look, bulk cook, do it like this, and this is how simple it is.
Right.
And then we do getting through winter, like, you know, showing them how to keep the bills low when it's colder.
Yes.
Growing their own. So we show them how to grow, like, you know, herbs like coriander, parsley.
It's a big thing at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Growing your own.
And I think it's really important is because I remember my parents, we used to have kind of a allotment in our garden, and we'd compete with each other with our siblings. So I always believed that my one grew and their one didn't. So we'd grow potatoes, garlic, and onions because that's what we used as a family, and coriander, and spinach actually. And my mom still does it, and I want my kids to have those skills as well. But now my parents grow strawberries, raspberries, and all that kind of stuff. And to know that you can grow that in your garden, and you know how it's grown, is really important as well. So it just gives him those skills that any of us can do it. And then we do look after your well-being. So just tips on you know, keeping your mental well-being, because you know, when you're in a crisis, everything can hit you in one go. But I think what's really important is before you deal with any of these things, your basic need of food needs to be met.
Of
No
course.
one wants to do anything on an empty stomach.
No.
Like I know when I'm fasting and I find it really difficult. But at the same time, I know I'm going to have
A
lots of
meal at
food
the end. Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
And you can only imagine if you know that you're not going to have anything at the end of it, how that feels. And it's not a great feeling even fasting. So
yeah, okay. So there's quite a lot that you give out to service users as well, isn't there? In terms of, you know, your essential skills workshops.
we try to, yeah.
It's really, really good. Also, just to touch back on Saturday for the colour run, can people bring and donate food, clothing items? So
not clothing items,
not clothing,
but they can donate food. We'll have the van there, so we'll just chuck it on the van and then
okay.
Paul will bring it back.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So that's really good. Try and get that message out to everyone. If you've got 600 people, if everyone just brought
one item, yeah, because we always value items because we're a food bank, aren't we?
Yes.
So if someone brings us a tin of beans, I mean, nowadays tin of beans is about 80p or something. Heinz is probably
85.
more. Yeah,
Heinz is £1.45.
but there you go. So can you imagine? That's like £600, 600 items.
Yeah.
I always value everything at a pound and just roundabout averages out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you don't want to, some people might not want to bring it. We've got a Just Giving page. They can donate on the Just Giving page.
Okay,
So
great.
whatever they want to do, we're happy. Just
And
volunteer. Just throw
and how
colour.
do they find that Just Giving page? Is that on the website?
Yeah, it's on our website. Yeah.
Good. So moving forward, just to round up really with Food Bank, where do you see Food Bank going? How do you see it growing? Is it in that stage of it just keeps on growing?
We don't want to grow, obviously, because we're a food bank, and we want the need to be met. You know, we want the government to give people enough money so they're able to cope. But we are moving to a different direction. So we are going to be introducing a food club. So a food club is where you become members and you pay £5 and you're able to choose the items that you want rather than us giving you a food parcel.
Okay.
And that's something that we're going to be kicking off, I think, this month. We've got a meeting about it tomorrow, actually, where we've got partners coming to kind of do a bigger pilot. We've done a small pilot, but we want to do a bigger pilot where we'll have members that'll come in, choose the food items, they'll go pick up from a location. We'll be providing essential skills at that location, teas and coffees, and our advisor will be there as well. So it's a different approach.
So totally different.
Yeah, because what we find is that using a food club, I'm not saying that food bank isn't dignified, but people find food club easier, especially for the older generation, because they're used to having food and making they can make food out of anything, can't they? So for them,
I was always surprised what my mum, being a single parent, could make. I was like, and it was really tasty.
And that's what I mean. And they will never come to a food bank because they'll be like, no, we don't need it. But if they had to pay a little, they might use it.
Right.
So we're trying to keep it so that, you can pay a little and become a food club member and you can access our services and then choose your items. And especially for working people as well, they always feel that food banks are not for them. So they don't use it. And then they kind of suffer in silence. So we're saying, no, come, it is for working people. And sometimes people that are working will only be like 10 or 20 pounds better than someone who's on benefits. And can you imagine they're not getting free school meals, they're not getting housing benefit, they're not getting any of the other rest. So what we're trying to say is for those people, come and use the food club, become our food club members and access those services.
I think from an outside perspective, people often don't come for that reason because they think it's undignified or I'm working, so I really shouldn't need it, or it's not for me, or I can't access it.
But they can. That's what
that's the really important message.
They can use the food bank, but we have got a food club if you prefer that. And some people prefer to choose the items.
Yes.
And it's just nice. It's just a different way. And a lot of other food banks are moving to that direction.
Right. Okay. And that's been launched this month?
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to be having a meeting, and this month we're going to be officially kind of launching it. But we've already got lots of partners out interested in doing it, and you never know, that might be the way forward for us.
Yeah, but we'll come back and talk about that at another time.
Yeah, definitely.
But thank you so much for giving your time, as always. Always appreciate. It's always nice to to see you.
And it's always nice to see you. My team love you. They're like, she's wonderful.
I'm looking forward to Saturday. But we will come back and catch up again in terms of what direction.
You never know, I might be doing something else by then. Add another project in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're always looking for something
Absolutely,
to do, aren't we?
Yeah.
We just never stop.
I think when you're helping people, if something comes up, you want to fulfill that need, and that's what you do, and that's what I do, and that's what the food bank does as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Salma.
Thank you.